Yo, what's going on, you guys? KG Presents back out with another video, and today I'm here with some fantasy basketball sleepers that I think you should add this upcoming season. Fantasy basketball is literally right around the corner here, so I'm here with some helpful tips to potentially lead you guys to winning an NBA championship for your fantasy league. If you're all ready, I'm ready. Let's get into the video and let's get into these must-have players that I think you should draft. So the first player that I think you should draft here is Mark Williams. Mark Williams is now the starting center on the Charlotte Hornets this upcoming season. He was behind Mason Plumlee for most of last year, but now he is fully the starting center for the Charlotte Hornets. In 17 career starts, he's averaging 11, just shy of 12 points a game and 9 rebounds a game. So he's doing absolutely incredible, and he should be pretty much a quietly 12 points, 10 rebounds a game every single game this season, potentially a block or two in there. So I'd be sure to add Mark Williams and draft him as one of your players in your fantasy draft. Next up, we have Daniel Gafford of the Washington Wizards. With Kristaps Porzingis out of town, the Wizards rebuilding, Gafford should have a much bigger role to play this upcoming season. Honestly, he's probably going to put very up similar numbers to what he did last year, especially after Porzingis got traded this season. So you're looking at probably 12, 13 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, and 2 blocks. And I think that's pretty solid as your starting center. So I potentially would look to try and get Daniel Gafford on your team if he's available. He does have an issue with fouling, so that is good to keep in mind there. However, he's going to get the minutes are definitely going to be there for him this upcoming season, and he probably is going to have his big breakout year this season for the Wizards. Next up, we have someone else that's also on the Washington Wizards, that being Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones is going to be the starting point guard for the Washington Wizards this season, following the trades there, and he's going to be starting in the backcourt along with Jordan Poole. The Washington Wizards have a plethora of players that potentially are going to break out this year, and one of them is Tyus Jones. In his career as a starter, averaging 12 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds a game. That was all with the Memphis Grizzlies, and honestly, he should definitely be able to achieve those stats here with the Washington Wizards. 15 points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds a game. Honestly, I wouldn't say is out of the question here for Tyus Jones this upcoming season here. He's also pretty good in the steals department as well, so be on the lookout for that. Either way, I think if you can snag him in the later rounds of your draft, I think Tyus Jones could be a steal and be a very solid all-around player for your fantasy basketball team this upcoming season. Next up, we have John Collins of the Utah Jazz. Last season, he honestly did not do very good at all. And so the expectation was so much higher than him going in last year, but he definitely did not perform. However, he's got a fresh new team this season, being part of the Utah Jazz and no longer on the Atlanta Hawks. His fantasy production honestly should improve this upcoming season here. He will get much more opportunity away from Atlanta's Trae Young-centric offense, and you'll be getting a real deal at a pick later in the draft. Honestly, he's projected to go in the 100s right now, and honestly, this is a guy who put up 22 points and 11 rebounds with 2 blocks only a few seasons ago. And am I going to say he's going to do that this year? No, I don't think so at all. However, I wouldn't say that even 18 points, 8 rebounds a game is unrealistic for John Collins this season. The Utah Jazz are definitely focused more on Lauri Markkanen as their key player. However, Lauri Markkanen is going to be double teamed more this year. That's going to create more shot opportunities for John Collins, for example. And I think he's going to have a very good season for the Utah Jazz on his new team. Last but not least, we have Cam Johnson of the Brooklyn Nets. Shooting has always been incredible for Cam Johnson. So he's going to continue to do that this season for the Brooklyn Nets. The upcoming Brooklyn Nets should be a perfect home for Cam Johnson. He's going to have a much larger role than he did in Phoenix last couple years. He's the third man on the totem pole behind Mikal Bridges and Spencer Dinwiddie, and honestly, you could potentially expect him to even score more than Spencer Dinwiddie this year. That's what I'm going to say. He brings value in every category other than blocks, and he's going to produce very high fantasy numbers this year. I potentially could see him averaging just shy of 20 points, maybe even 20 actual points a game this year for the Brooklyn Nets. He's going to be lights out from 3 as per usual, so look to add him in the later rounds of the draft if he's available. And that's all for today's video. If you all enjoyed these picks, be sure to like and subscribe for future content. I'll see you next time. Hopefully these picks can help lead you towards becoming your fantasy basketball championship this season.